What's going on, you guys? So we're gonna be giving my client a V in the back with a high taper in the back, and we're gonna do kind of like a burst on the side. So the first step that I want to take, I'm gonna create the V in the back. So we're gonna start here with our Rogue trimmer by Gamma, the middle. We're giving ourselves about 2 fingers right here, and we want to do the same thing on the other side. So now I'm gonna remove the bolt. My client does have extremely thick hair, so I'm using this zero gap trimmer, my sharpest trimmer. You guys will see right now how my trimmer gets jammed. The key here is to keep everything as dark as possible in the V, and we're gonna be using the space that's right here to create our blend. The next step, I'm gonna grab my FX3 Babyliss Pro shaver, and I'm gonna shave everything around here. So this is gonna be our ball line. So you guys can get as close as possible to the V, but once you guys start getting out over here towards this side, start kind of flicking out and don't go all the way up, because then we're gonna leave a pretty hard line. All right, guys, so if you guys can get to this step, you guys are pretty much set. All that we have to now do is start blending out both sides on this side. Just pretend we're doing a taper. So I'm gonna start with my saber clipper with the lever open. We're gonna go a finger's length above here and a finger's length above over here. All right, guys, so the next step, if you guys have another trimmer, I call this a soft trimmer. This is a trimmer that I don't zero gap. So I'm gonna gently just tap the line right here, just with the corner. I just do this so it makes it easier for my clipper to get out that sturdy ball line. You guys can see it move the line a little bit. So the next step now, we're gonna blend out the line. We're gonna go middle, open to close. So first, starting with the lever position in the middle, we're gonna hit the guideline at the midway point. Just using the right corner of my blade. So you guys are done. Now let's open it 3/4. We're gonna almost go all the way to the top. We're gonna open it and hit the full thing, kind of like pretending like we're setting that guideline again, but I'm applying a little bit more pressure towards the bottom, and as I work my way towards the top of the line, I'm releasing the pressure. Now let's close it. We're gonna hit the beginning right here. And once you guys hit it, now we're gonna go a tiny bit higher now by opening up our lever. It's a 1/4 closed. Now it's midway. 3/4 open, and all the way open now. Now that we're done blending out that first line, we can use our 1 guard lever open now, and we can slightly start working our way a little bit in here, because we don't want to have this so dark to the point where this is just kind of protruding kind of like a FOHAWK. We also want to give it some blend on the inside. So we're going to go with the lever 1 guard lever open and go a finger's length above and start working my way a tiny bit into the V over here. So anytime we open up the lever, it makes the half. If we attach a guard to it, just add the half plus the number that we're using. So we're now using the 1.5. So the next thing, this is our guideline right here. We can't really see it. So it's gonna be a 2-step process. First, we're gonna soften the line with the 1 guard, closing the lever, hitting the beginning of the line right here. And we're gonna slowly work our way up and open the lever little by little. So this is called close to open. My lever's in the middle position. Now it's 3/4 open. We're almost all the way to the top of the line. Then it's all the way open now. We're just basically re-hitting that line that we just set. And I'm just gonna go back and hit the beginning of the line with the lever closed. It looks kind of blended already, but don't forget that the second line requires 2 steps. We're gonna grab our 0.5 guard, close the lever. This was our line right here. We can't really see it, it's imaginary. So we're gonna go at the start of that finger with the lever closed and just gently work our way around that line. So the good thing with this machine is that if it's not cutting, you'll hear it. If it starts cutting, you'll hear little crunch noises. That'll kind of give you some feedback if it's cutting or not, so you'll know if to go either higher or lower. If your client has more hair, I would recommend going in with the 2-guard lever open. Then with the 3-guard lever open, just making one guideline, and just keep rinsing and repeating the process. But for the last step, since my client's hair is just maybe like a 2 right here on the side, we're gonna go with the 1.5-guard lever open to close right here towards the top. You guys hear it's not really cutting that much. So where would you want me to place that line? And burst it towards the back, basically. See if you guys have a 360 mirror or you guys are kind of confused, because this is like a different style of haircut, so you just gotta make sure the first guideline is on point. Towards the back of the ear over here. Go ahead and remove the bulk. So a good reference point is basically the top of the ear right here and just going towards the middle of the C-cup. That was our soft trimmer. Now I'm gonna go in with my sharper trimmer. The guideline is about 2 fingers. I wanna go about 1.5 fingers with my Babyliss FX3 shaver. You guys don't wanna go all the way to the top, because that's how you create a hard line. It's gonna be really hard to blend out that line. So that's why we leave a little bit of stubble. My client wanted kind of like a bursted out taper. So it's really important to keep the first guideline just neutral. And then with the half, with the lever open, we can start kind of like bursting it to give it that effect. So with my Saber clipper by Stylecraft, I'm gonna go a finger's length. And start bursting a tiny bit, not so crazy. Make sure it stops right here at the back of the ear. So you guys can see, it's a finger's length, but I added a tiny bit towards the top so it bursts a little bit. And what you guys do on this side, you guys just want to do it on the other side as well. So as we did on the back side, we're gonna grab our soft trimmer and just barely gently tap this line right here. Now we're gonna go same method again, guys. Middle, open, close. Put our lever in the middle. Just hit the guideline in the middle. Open it a tiny bit. Then open it all the way, and let's hit the full guideline, pretending like we're setting the line again. Now let's close it and hit the beginning of the line. All right, guys, so 1-guard lever open. We've already blended out the first line right there. We're gonna go a finger's length and burst it just like we did on the previous step. So using my Saber clipper, we're gonna take the 1.5 a little bit behind the ear. Now that we've created that line, we're gonna soften it, doing the close to open with the 1-guard, closing the lever and hitting the beginning of the line right here. Midway now. Just open it a tiny bit, 3/4 open. When you guys are working with darker hair, thicker hair, sometimes it might blend really fast, but don't let that deceive you, because you guys still have to just continue to rinse and repeat the close to open lever method. So I have that little semi-hard line right there that we're gonna erase with the 0.5 guard. Doing the same thing now, close to open. We got a finger's length right here. We're gonna work our way, maybe like 75% of this close to open. Don't go all the way up with the half guard. See, I get a lot of questions on how to blend using the half guard. You're basically blending that 1-guard lever open after doing close to open with the 1-guard. Let's go midway through. Let's see how nice this is coming out. Next thing is, in the back side, we didn't go in with the 2-guard or the 3-guard. Just for safety reasons, I feel like it's kind of bulky here. His hair is really deceiving. So we're gonna play it safe and go with the 3-guard lever open and kind of just go and contour the area, kind of like that burst effect that we've been doing for this whole cut. You guys see here, it cut a little bit. And if you guys do have Mexican clients that have thick ass hair, it's a perfect video. Once you guys go through with the 3-guard, if there's more hair on top, go in with the 4-guard, and then you guys would do either clipper over comb and then use your shears to blend that bulk into the 4-guard. 2-guard lever open now, go a finger's length above. Now let's close it a little bit. We're gonna pretend this line right here is kind of like with the 1 guard lever open. This is what we're doing right now, close to open with the 2 guard. And instead of using the 0.5 guard, we're gonna use a 1.5 guard to finalize the blend of this line. 1 guard lever open. Going with the lever open. You guys can either work from the closed position to the open position, whatever you guys like, as long as you guys stay true to the positioning of the lever and hitting the guideline where it corresponds. So right here is closed, so we're hitting the beginning. If you guys go midway, hit the midway point of the line. And right here for the C-cup area, we're gonna start here at the top. Have your client relax his face. Usually I tell my clients to close their eyes real quick. It's a little tricky on this side because his C-cup just grows to the direction that we're trying to cut it. All right, so my client wanted some texture on top. His hair is kind of dry, so we're gonna have to really drench him. So how you do this is I'm gonna get a section of hair right here. We don't have that much hair to work with. Then I grab the scissor over here, and this is cutting length like this. If I cut like this, I'm cutting length, and I'm just cutting weight by going in between the hair. That's how you create texture. So just practice putting your shears right here, going 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. My client does have really thick hair, so giving him some texture on top is gonna make his hair flow a lot better. Another thing is you guys can do like this little X thing like this. It might pull his hair a little bit, so just go across. So I don't really like doing this because sometimes it pulls. I'd rather just go the OG way. It's the longer way. This is more the lazier way. I want you guys to see a quick demonstration in the back over here. That's how the hair looks. This is cutting length. If we're gonna cut for texture, I'm basically kind of like splitting the hair in half. So it creates like little uneven sections. So right here, in order for us to prep for the lineup, I'm gonna go ahead and just prep his hair on top using some sea salt spray. Just a couple sprays. It's my favorite product. You guys want to make sure to communicate with your client. You guys saw the finished look right now when we blow dried. I could have lined him up kind of like an Edgar, but he wants a disconnected lineup, which I put 3 butterfly combs here on top to separate the lineup. So now I'm going to go in with the 1.5, down with the grain over here. Still leaves it nice and dark. As you guys can see here too, this corner is a little bit more pushed on this side, and on this side is a lot cleaner and a lot, I guess you can say, fuller. So you guys see now the vertical line bars, I just lined them up very gently. So I'm gonna go in now and line this up, and if I have to push this side a little bit more, I'll push it a little bit more. So we're gonna give him a design in the back. It's gonna be kind of like a little swivel like this, up, down, and to the side like that. Just gently just using the corners. So I'm gonna be using straight razor this design, my faded culture blade, and using my Stylecraft blade holder. If you guys want discounts for any of those companies, David 10 for 10% off. And I'm gonna be using some faded culture shaving gel. So I'm gonna start first with the right side. So very gently, I'm trying to make this a little skinny. The key here is, guys, is to use the corners of your exposed blade. So I'm using this exposed blade because I can actually see the whole blade.